Hello and welcome to the Corbett Field for the final of the women's football at the 2023 NatWest Island Games between the Western Isles and Bermuda. We are almost ready to go. A couple minutes until kick-off. Expected to see the players coming out in just a few moments. It should be a corker. Two of the most dominant sides in the tournament so far. Set to go head-to-head for the gold medal. And something that adds to this game even further is that one of these two islands will be winning their first gold medal of the entire Island Games this afternoon. Neither have claimed gold so far, so a lot on the line today. We should be expecting the players to come out in a couple minutes for the final here. Bermuda saw off the Isle of Man here 1-0 in their semi-final yesterday, while the Western Isles, they were 3-0 up against Menorca until a serious injury to a Menorca player caused the game to be postponed. However, Western Isles did receive confirmation last night that the result would stand, and here they are, ready to take place in the final. It looks as if the players are just about to come out here at the Corbett Fields. A good crowd here for the final. It's been a fantastic crowd at the women's football events all week. Guernsey Games had an amazing atmosphere earlier in the week. Western Isles, of course, did play the hosts earlier on in the event, winning 6-0 very comprehensively with a really impressive performance here in the group stages. They've only conceded once so far in this tournament. The Western Isles in a 6-1 beating of Inis Mon. Bermuda, well, they're yet to concede. So something's got to give today. Two very free-flowing teams, very solid at the back. So it should be extremely tight. And it looks like we are all ready to go. The players now coming out. So we're going to give you the team sheets here for today's final. For the Western Isles, first off, number 1 is Chloe Nicholson. Number 2 is Eleanor Smith. Number 3, Amanda Nicholson. Number 4, Christy McKenzie. Number 5, Anne Louise Stewart. Number 6, Sinead McLeod. Number 9, Shayna McPhail. Number 10, Kaylee McKenzie. Number 11, Beth McLeod. Number 14, Kyla McKinnon. And number 18, Kyla McMurdo. And on the bench for the Western Isles, number 7, Catriona O'Carroll. Number 8, Jessica McLeod. Number 12, Abby Campbell. Number 15, Kirsty McLean. Number 16, Beth McPhail. Number 17, Mamie Zimmerman. And number 19, Hannah McLeod. And for Bermuda today, number 1, Zakari Turner. Number 2, Koa Goodchild. Number 5, Samira Webb. Number 6, Danny Watson. Number 7, Samira Lowe Durrell. Number 8, Trinae Edwards. Number 11, the captain, Eva Frazzoni. Number 13, Leilani Nesbeth. Number 14, Tesne Fubler. Number 19, Akayla Furbert. Number 21, Kana Dill. And on the bench today for Bermuda, number 12, Samantha Davis. Number 22, Sierra Fisher. Number 9, Deshae Durrell. Number 17, Kyla Brangman. Number 20, Jaya Rattare Smith. Number 18, John Day Simmons. Number 16, Emily Cabral. Number 3, Victoria Davis. And number 15, Ashley Tutus. Both teams just in their huddles at the moment. And we should be getting underway very, very soon here at the Corbett Field. Brent Blondell is the main man in the middle today, being given the honours of doing the final. Western Isles players lining up for their photo ahead of the big game. Two, as I was saying, really free-flowing teams. Bermuda have scored 11 goals so far without conceding, and Western Isles have scored 14 in their opening 3 games, conceding just 1. It was more like 2.5 games, of course, with yesterday's game getting postponed during the first half. So just over 200 minutes of football. They've scored 14 times, extremely impressive record. Sinead McLeod is the top scorer so far for the Western Isles with 4 strikes. Shayna McPhail's got 3, and Jessica McLeod and Beth McLeod both got 2 goals so far. They scored some absolute beauties the other day when they played the host Guernsey right here at the Corbett Field. The Western Isles, including a volley late on onto the crossbar and then into the roof of the net with one of the best goals I think I've seen all week so far in either of the men's or women's tournaments. An absolute beauty. A lot of really nicely worked team goals as well. Bermuda, of course, in action yesterday, saw off the Isle of Man 1-0. Very convincing wins in their group stage too, including a 4-0 win against Jersey. Brent Blondell just Going through everything with the two captains. Both sets of teams looking ready to go here. And as mentioned, both teams in search of their first gold medal of the tournament. Of course, time is running out for both islands. The last day of events going on today. It should be a thrilling last day. Everywhere we go, expecting big crowds all around the island. In the last day of the 2023 NatWest Island Games. And what an unbelievable event it's been, not just in the football, but in everything. The number of the crowds and the atmosphere we've seen at so many different events has been absolutely phenomenal. And it's no different here today at the Corbett Field. A packed out stand once again, which you've seen for essentially every single football game at the tournament. We've seen superb support for the women's football, and hopefully we're treated to an absolute corker of a final once again. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic game. Brent Blondell doing his final checks, and it looks like we're going to be kicking off, and here we go in the final of the women's football at the 2023 Island Games. The Western Isles in the yellow, Bermuda in the bright pink, and Western Isles early on looking to come forward, as well intercepted and back to Zakari Turner in the Bermuda goal. Both teams have played really nice football as well during the games. Western Isles really impressive when I saw them the other day. The way that they played football around the back, worked it forward. Bermuda pretty much exactly the same, looking to play out the back early on here. Turner distributing well. Plays it out to the left back here. Western Isles putting on some pressure. And they won the ball back now. Chance to come forward for the Western Isles. A very nice interchange. Bermuda doing enough at the back. Shayna McPhail, their number 9. Definitely one of the danger men to look out for the Western Isles. Bermuda looking to play out of the press. Doing really well. Amanda Nicholson for the Western Isles clearing up really well. Bermuda once again knocking it around the back. Looks like we're going to see a lot of football played on the deck today, just from the early stages of what we're seeing. And here's the Western Isles looking to come forward. Ball out to the right-hand side. Zamira Webb does enough and wins her side of throw-in. Tom Strawbridge being given the honours of doing the line on the far side. Of course, Guernsey football legend. Now turning his hand to officiating. A full Guernsey officiating lineup today. Western Isles looking to go short with the throw. Doesn't quite work out, and now Western Isles with a chance to attack. Coming into the box for the first time. It's a really strong defending Bermuda, doubling up at the back. Getting it forward. Looks like they were going to win a throw, but the ball stays in play. It's a nice flick, and they've won a free kick. Just to take a little bit of the pressure off. Western Isles pressing high early on. Looking to stop Bermuda from playing their game, playing their football out the back. And I tell you what, the turf at the Corbett Field today looks absolutely beautiful. It's a superb pitch to be playing football on. All the organisers have done so well. All the pitches, to be honest, every single one looking like an absolute carpet. Really fantastic grounds to be playing football at. Not a bobble in sight. Already some noise going in the Dave Dory stand. The song Tequila getting a bit of a remix here. I'm not sure what the changing lyrics are going to be. But the Western Isles fans on the left-hand side of the crowd, probably not visible on camera, but they're getting some chants going. Doing the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Tequila. Probably with a change of lyrics. Can't quite work out what it is, but good to see some noise going already. Great song as well. Great tune. Trying to spur on the Western Isles team. Didn't do so well in the men's football. The Western Isles got knocked out in the group stage. They're putting a lot of focus into their women's team. Great social media presence as well for all their games. Definitely got behind the girls this week. Really good ball forward from Bermuda. Very well snuffed out by number 4, Christy McKenzie for the Western Isles. It looks like it's going to be a really tight game from what we've seen so far from both teams' records in the competition. Both of them have put a number of different islands to the sword, breezing through the group stages. Of course, as I mentioned, Bermuda yet to concede a goal. Western Isles conceding just one, which in the 97th minute of their game against Inismon. Which they did win 6-1, so perhaps took their foot off the gas a little bit at the end. So it's going to be a lot of work for both teams to get in behind and get a goal today. But if anyone's going to do it, it is going to be these teams with the amount of goals they've scored. I don't think anyone can complain that these have been the two most dominant sides in the women's football this tournament. Out of the 10 islands that competed, up from 6 that took part in the unofficial tournament in Inismon in 2019. Bermuda didn't take... Oh, here we go, a chance for Western Isles early on. The cross comes in, left-footed, but it goes too far. Bermuda are going to safely clear. But Bermuda did win the women's football event in 2013 in the Bermuda Island Games. Ball comes into the box again. There's a chance here. It's a great... No, it looked like a good touch initially from Beth McLeod. Again, Bermuda doing enough. They look like a really switched-on back line. Not giving the Western Isles much space to do their thing up front so far. Looks like the ball is going to go long this time. Sakari Turner. Really good distribution. The line, Nesbitt. She scored the sole goal to put Bermuda into the final today. She was the difference maker against the Isle of Man. One of her 3 strikes so far in the tournament for Bermuda, so she is definitely one to watch. Here she is on the ball again, but well tackled. Western Isles very quick to close her down. Good child's throw comes forward. Looks like Western Isles should be dealing with it safely. And it comes up once again. That's a really good ball as well. Bermuda once again so quick to put the Western Isles wingers under pressure. Now Charleston to come forward. It's a good ball out from Zamira Webb. Ball comes through and makes its way to Trenae Edwards. A big tackle. No foul given by Brent Blondell. Western Isles able to clear their lines. Oh, and a bit of a loose ball there. Beth McLeod coming onto it. Nice spell of football too from the Western Isles coming forward. Clipped down the line towards Shayna McPhail, I should say. Really good tackle. A good position for the throw-in. Just over 5 minutes played. No shots so far. Both sides looking really defensively solid, not giving the other side an inch. Great defending again, and the ball comes out. Western Isles are going to get another throw-in. Ball pinging off everywhere. Nearly hitting one of our cameras, luckily. Just missing it. Goes to the 1-2, well cleared again by Bermuda. Goes forward, and now is a chance to have a run. That's a great burst of pace as well. Big chance of Bermuda early on. It is over the bar. Well, the first shot on goal in the game. Warning sign to the Western Isles. Dill bursting forward, beating her man. Or beating her woman, I should say. Gets past her marker, gets the shot off, but over the bar. Positive signs early on by Bermuda. Expecting a real end-to-end game of football this afternoon. In the quarter field, ball comes forward once again. Very nice piece of defending. Western Isles just making sure that Bermuda don't get in behind once again. That throwing coming down the line, well headed out. Already seeing quite a lot of action. Trenae Edwards, the Bermuda number 8 in midfield. Again, they're winning that header. She looks like she'll have a big part to play today for Bermuda. Seems to be here, there and everywhere so far. Western Isles again with the throw-in. It's going to come down the line towards forward McPhail. Flicked on, but Bermuda deal with it again very quick. Both sides very quick to instantly try and win the ball back as soon as they lose it. It's going to be a really high-paced affair at the Corbett Field this afternoon. Fans definitely in for a treat. Here's Trenae Edwards again. Lovely bit of footwork from the midfielder. The pass a little bit loose there, and Western Isles gain possession. Shayna McPhail intercepting. Again, Bermuda defending in numbers to win it back instantly. Suspicion of a foul there. Brent Blondell does give it. Free kick for Bermuda. Lelani Nesbitt just coming back in, getting involved. bit deeper in the pitch, the forward. She is, of course, the reason they're in the final after yesterday's goal against the Isle of Man, and a really tightly contested affair at the Corbett Field. It's going to be the same again, you'd imagine. Ball comes into the box. It's a very good free kick. Safely headed away, though. It's a chance here for Nesbitt to try and put one through. Western Isles clearing their lines. And he comes back as far as Bermuda. Shayna McPhail giving away a free kick. Another chance for the team in pink to swing one into the box, perhaps. Looks like it's going to be another launch cross. Headed away again from the Western Isles, really strong in the air at the back. Perhaps that long ball isn't the route for Bermuda to go through today. Advantage has been played in. Bermuda once again seeing a lot of the ball early on in this game. Every time they lose it, they are rapid, winning it back, defending in great numbers so far, bringing a lot of energy to this final. They've got a free kick in a much more advanced position now. It'll be interesting to see if there's going to be a shot on goal here or another ball into the box. They're finding themselves in some good positions of Bermuda. They've definitely been one of the more dominant teams in the football events at the 2023 Island Games, doing well in the men's tournament. They've got a chance to win a bronze medal today. They were knocked out by Innismon yesterday in the semi-final. That game taking place at Foots Lane this afternoon, the final of the men's between Jersey and Innismon. An exciting start to the women's game at the Corbett Field. And Bermuda, a good chance here to try and strike early. The free kick, it's a shot, and it looked like a good attempt, but really well blocked from the wall of the Western Isles, much to the delight of their bench. The new dugouts here at the Corbett Field. Looking beautiful. A lot of preparation went in to making this ground and all the grounds around the island looking pristine for these 2023 games, and certainly done a very good job here at the Corbett Field. A lot of upgrades, a beautiful new nets as well. And hopefully we'll be seeing the ball hitting it a few times this afternoon. So far it's Bermuda who are dominating, and they're coming forward yet again. Nesbitt's going to chase that one. And she does. She gets a good ball into the box. Really good bit of goalkeeping in the end. Chloe Nicholson just leaping out to claim that cross. Nesbitt doing really well there. Very promising signs from her early on after our display yesterday. Looks like a very sharp forward for Bermuda. He's forward on the left wing. Lovely flick on from right back. Good child. Bermudan team looking to play out again. And that's a great ball down the line for Nesbitt to chase, but it looks like it's just too far. Nicholson claims it safely in the goal. Great attendance here at the Corbett Field once again. You can see a massive row of school kids just next to that Western Isles bench. Coming in good numbers. I'm sure they'll bring the noise. They've been present at quite a few of the women's football games so far, making plenty of noise. It's great to see. Hopefully, future generations getting inspired to take part in some of the sports that we've seen at the Island Games so far this week. Been a superb showcase of athletes in so many different events over the course of the last 6 days. The shame we're on the last day already today. It seems like it's absolutely flown by, these games. Chance for Bermuda to come forward. Western Isles again defending very well. As I've mentioned, only one goal conceded so far in the tournament between the two teams. Very sloppy though there, and a chance for Bermuda to come forward. Once again, it's a good piece of defending. Still on the left-hand side, receiving quite a bit of the ball so far early on. Looks electric down that side, but that time our pass was just a little bit loose. Western Isles winning a free kick there. You can see a few signs there from the school children on the side. Can't quite make it out, just too far here. Great to see a show of support for either of the two islands, whoever it is that they are getting behind. Yeah, stay on balance so far. It's Bermuda creating the better of the chances here at the Corbett Field. Western Isles holding very firm at the back. Not a team that are easy to get behind. Western Isles have been so free-flowing this tournament with 14 goals in essentially 2.5 games. But so far, they've not been able to really make anything stick up front. I'm sure that will change as the game goes forward. Just under 15 minutes through in the final of the women's football. Well, 400 live viewers just been told. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hopefully we're going to be bringing you the best match day experience possible for today's final. Hopefully you're all treated to a cracker of a game, and I'm sure you will be. It's going to be very even, very close game, and hopefully we're going to see some goals. Gill again on the left-hand side. Oh, a bit of a loose touch. Now here's a chance for the Western Isles to attack. Beth McCloy running forwards. Very quickly closed down by Goodchild. Looks to get across him, but again blocked. Should be a Western Isles throw here if the ball goes out, and it does. Looks like a long throw's been prepared, but not really many options. Throw comes in. Nice piece of defending again. Ball launched out. For another throw in. Western Isles trying to sustain some pressure on the Bermuda back line. Holding pretty firm so far. Chloe's throw towards McPhail. Wins her side a corner. First of the game. It's going to be Kaylee McKenzie whipping this ball in. Has popped up with a goal so far this tournament. Now looking to be the one who assists. It's going to be an in-swinging corner. First real chance the Western Isles. Ball comes in. It's a great delivery as well towards the back post. Headed on, and it's just wide. First attempt of the game for the team in yellow. Couldn't quite get the header on target, but a couple of warning signs there for Bermuda. Nice little bit of sustained pressure from the Western Isles. Oh, Bermuda playing out the back at all costs here. Western Isles putting a lot of pressure on, but they've managed to evade it. It's great to see both sides looking to play their football on the deck. Play through the thirds. Bermuda very insistent there on playing out the back from that goal kick. They managed to do enough. The ball's come forward now. It's going to be a Western Isles throw in their own half.
The M&S building next to the club. The registration is YP23KDN. Please can it be moved immediately?
Brent Blondell says that throw there wasn't legal, so it's going to go the other way. Throw comes down the line once again. Headed for another Bermuda throw in a slightly more advanced position. It's going to be a third Bermuda throw here. Nice 1-2, chance for Goodchild to cross. Good keeping again, once again. Very alert from Chloe Nicholson. Looks like the ball's going to be launched forward here. Clip long towards McLeod on the left-hand side, but couldn't quite get it under control. The ball bouncing around. Out for another throw, which is going to come down the line once again. It's nicely linked up there by the Bermuda players. Great feet too from Nesbeth. Western Isles once again really sharp at the back, not letting anything through. Bermuda just having that one real attempt so far down the left-hand side with Dill showing her pace at putting it over the bar. Throw was towards Nesbitt, but once again, holding firm. And Western Isles just a bit of a chance to relax here as it's out for their throw-in. Looks like Lalani Nesbitt in a little bit of pain, but fine to continue. Good child launched one forward. That's going to be goal kick. A lot of play so far going on down that right-hand side. So far, no real clear-cut chance for either team. One, you'd say, decent chance apiece. Western Isles going close from a corner with a header. Couldn't find the target. And Dill's effort for the Western Isles over the bar. Apart from that, nothing really to separate the teams as we just go over the 20-minute mark here at the Corbett Field for the women's final. For those who are just joining us recently, both teams are looking to win their first gold medal of the entire game so far. So something extra special to play for, not just gold in this event, but to be the first to win gold for your team in this entire Island Games would definitely make it a little bit sweeter for whoever is victorious. Chance for the ball to be delivered into the box. Good ball with Bermuda. Able to clear for Western Isles throw-in. Western Isles very keen to utilise their height up front. Shayna McPhail, the number 9. Definitely one of the most dangerous players for the Western Isles in the tournament so far. Struck 3 times. We'll surely have a number more chances as the game progresses today. We've seen some really good football from the Western Isles so far this tournament. Not least against the host Guernsey here the other day at the Corbett Field. They really put them to the sword. Some fantastic football that they play going forward. So far Bermuda holding firm. Edwards again was involved there and will be again. Does enough to make sure that her side wins the throw-in. They're going to look to play short once again. Really nice bit of football into Lalani Nesbitt here. Looked initially like they're going to go out left to Dill, but they go out on the right-hand side. A lot of Western Isles bodies, though. Ready to defend. Oh, it's a great bit of skill. Can the ball come into the box? Wins a corner. A lovely display of quick feet down that right-hand side from Furbert. Bermuda have a chance from a corner. Let's get the ball into the box. They probably edged it so far on chances created. Nothing really too clear-cut for either team, as just mentioned, but you'd say Bermuda have been the team looking more likely to threaten the goal. Ball comes in, it goes low. A little bit of a corner routine, a chance to shoot. Saved by Nicholson. Had to be alert there. The ball came along the floor amongst a sea of bodies, but she did enough to turn it wide. Going to be another corner. And this time it's going to be Goodchild. It looks like coming forward to take it, but a big chance first. Real clear opportunity of the game. First shot on target. With any danger. Really well worked corner routine. Shades of the Guernsey men's team there. Something we've seen quite a lot. Those tricky routines. And they're going to get a third stab at it. It looks like Goodchild lets it go out for another corner. Not quite successful, that one there. A chance to whip it in here for a third time. This time it's Luton. Nesbitt couldn't quite get enough contact on her head of the ball. Still going around. Western Isles do eventually clear. But Bermuda back in possession. Is it going to come out wide again? It does. Nice 1-2, but this time does go too far. Western Isles can now relax. They've won themselves a goal kick. As the end of Bermuda's pressure, going very close to taking the lead. Certainly going to be a game of twists and turns at the Corbett Field. Western Isles not really laid a glove on Bermuda so far. Haven't conceded the whole tournament, Bermuda, and you can see why with the way that they defend. Lovely ball from the keeper there, Turner. Bermuda once again playing really nice football, and that's a fantastic delivery out to the right-hand side. A chance over the bar that time. Ferber unable to execute her effort properly. But just more warning signs for the Western Isles in yellow. Bermuda the team on top so far. I was speaking to the Jersey women's coach, Chad Morris, earlier in the week. And he said that his players who have played in, a few of them have played in 5-6 island games in the football. And they said that Bermuda are the best team they've ever seen in the competition, or at least the best team they've ever played against in the competition. So very, very strong words from the Jersey coach. Seems like a lot of people worry this Bermuda team taking part in the event for the first time since they won it in 2013. It's 10 years and a big chance here. Ball comes across and it's a goal. Bermuda lead 1-0. It's Nesbitt again. Fantastic glancing header. Leilani Nesbitt, she scored the goal that put them in this final yesterday against the Isle of Man, and she has done it again. Ferbert getting forward. A really nice ball across the box, and Nesbitt makes no mistake, glancing her header into the bottom corner, and it's Western Isles 0, Bermuda 1 in the final of the women's football. A big step forward from Bermuda for their first gold medal of the Island Games, 25 minutes in, and they lead in the final. A fantastic goal by Bermuda. You have to say it probably has been coming the last few minutes. Very even first 20, and in the last couple minutes, Bermuda creating a few chances, and they've got their rewards. Western Isles now an unfamiliar territory after being so dominant in their first 3 games. They were 3-0 up pretty much at this stage yesterday. Their game against Menorca before the game unfortunately got suspended. But they're going to have to do it the hard way today. The second goal they've conceded the tournament, that was Nesbitt grabbing her 4th. Really strong tournament from the Bermuda striker, and she's done it again. Fantastic technique from the number 13. Looking to go early again. Goodchild puts it forward towards Dill, the dangerous left winger. Western Isles defending well on that occasion. It's going to be a Bermuda throw-in. Right old battle going on there. No foul given for either side. It's a great turn there. Coming forward. Goodchild's got a little bit of time now being pressured, but goes all the way back to her keeper Turner. Once again, very keen to play out the back. Playing a really nice brand of football for Bermuda so far. Once again, playing through the thirds, but unable to get it under control that time. McLeod can put McPhail through. It's a great touch from McPhail. Can't get her shot off. Really good defending again. So quick and alert at the back. Once again, you can see why they've kept a clean sheet in all 4 of their games on the lead up to the final. They've not quite been as free scoring as the Western Isles in the tournament so far, but they've been second to none in defence. Once again, giving the Western Isles absolutely nothing. McPhail probably facing our toughest battle so far in the tournament today. Should be really impressive up front so far in the 3 games. So far finding it tough. Right back, Goodchild. Seen a lot of the ball so far. Much of the play going down that right-hand side. And you don't blame Bermuda for trying it. That is where they got their joy, getting the goal to make it 1-0. A fantastic bit of work from Ferber. She's causing problems before. She won that corner that nearly led to them opening the score with a fantastic bit of footwork down that side. She's definitely going to be one to watch over the course of the afternoon. Almost half an hour in here at the Corbett Field. Bermuda with that slender lead. Nesbitt striking here. The second time in as many days. She is the difference maker so far, but a good turn from McPhail. And she's got a chance to shoot. It's a good strike. The first shot on target the Western Isles have had. Did really well to fashion a yard of space. But a left-foot effort. Going straight down the goalkeeper's throat. Turner making no mistake with her handling. This time it's going to be launched forward. Good ball too. Nesbitt competing there. Western Isles really strong in the air. Winning the ball back. Surely a foul there. It has been given by Blondell. A couple protests there, but I don't think you can have too many complaints about that. Free kick going to come forward. You'd imagine Shayna McPhail will be the target of this free kick. Bermuda again defensively, but McPhail now battling on the edge of the box. Got another chance to shoot here. McPhail, it's a really good strike. Just over the woodwork. Fantastic effort from McPhail coming into the game in the last few minutes. Bermuda coach furious, I think, of the defending there from her side. McPhail got a cracking left foot on her. I believe it was her who scored an unbelievable volley the other day for the Western Isles in their group stage game here against Guernsey. Volley from the edge of the box, onto the bar, down onto the line and into the roof of the net. Best goal I've seen so far this week, I think it's fair to say. Out of a lot of different football games I've seen in both the men's and women's. She went so close there with her effort from the edge of the box. An absolute rocket of an effort, just a couple yards over the bar. Turner wouldn't have had a chance, I don't think, there with the power that was on that shot. Over half an hour in here at the Corbett Field. Bermuda still 1-0 in front of a packed out crowd. The stand, don't think there's a seat spare in there. And here's Nesbitt coming forward again. Definitely a foul. What's been given is going to be a free kick with the initial contact taking place on the edge of the box. Did eventually go down in the area, but Brent Blondell adjudicating that the foul initially took place just outside the 18-yard area. But another big chance for Bermuda. You can imagine they're definitely going to shoot with this free kick effort. There's a big chance to shoot. Going to be a right-footed strike. Here we go. Goes along the floor and it's wide. Not troubling Nicholson in the Western Isles goal. Just a little bit miscued. There's a little bit of confusion here because on the official team sheets, number 17 is listed as Kyla Brangman, who is on the bench. So not actually quite sure who number 17 is for Bermuda. As the numbers not quite matching up with what has been given on the official team sheets. Just going to have to try and work it out with process of elimination. Here's Edwards again on the ball. Midfield really composed. All action central midfielder. For Bermuda had a very impressive start to this game. Now a chance for Dill to come down the line. Lose the ball on that occasion. A chance for the Western Isles to counter, but once again, safely dealt with. Amazingly solid at the back. So far, Bermuda looking to preserve their record of clean sheets. And here's Nesbitt coming forward. Squaring up her marker down the line. Great bit of footwork again from Nesmith. She's been fantastic so far this afternoon at the Corbett Field, getting that goal and causing a whole heap of problems more for the Western Isles back line. Wins the second free kick in a number of minutes, again in a good position. Going to be across this time into the box. Once again, it's low and, yeah, miscued once again. Bermuda not really making the most of those two free kicks they've had in the last couple of minutes, both in really strong positions. Both went along the floor, miscued, that time by right back Goodchild. Been involved in a lot of the actions so far. Bermuda right back. That time not quite getting it right. Nelson puts it forward once again towards McPhail. Really good in the air. Western Isles striker. Just dropping a bit deeper that time. Once again, Bermuda giving nothing at the back, and it's Nesmith again. Ball comes towards the box, and could it end up in the goal? It hits the crossbar. It looked like it was initially meant to be a cross. But Ferber, with that right-footed effort, the wind nearly taking it into the goal, but luckily for the Western Isles and Nicholson in that goal, it does come off the crossbar and out for a goal kick. That is the closest Bermuda have come to making it 2-0. They really are dominating now at the Corbett Field. Western Isles did have a couple chances about 5 minutes ago with McPhail. Went really close with that left-footed effort from the edge of the box. Cracker of a strike over the bar, but since then Bermuda won a number of dangerous free kicks in attacking positions. Unfortunately not able to do anything with them for them. And then hitting the crossbar just a couple of moments ago. Thrown on the right side once again. We've seen so much action. Nesmith unable to get it under control on that occasion. Down the line, Edwards doing really well to win our header, but out for another Western Isles throw-in. So we've seen so much in this first half, so much going on down the right-hand side. Seems like we're constantly seeing throw-ins just over there, and unfortunately, just out of our view here in the commentary gantry. I'm sure the different camera was making up for it though. Nesmith again looking to get in behind. And she gets it across, a chance to make it 2 here. Fantastic defending though, last ditch at the back. Nesmith again getting in behind the Western Isles back line. Put it across, and it looked like we might have been left with a tap in. But some crucial last ditch defending. And a bit of respite with a free kick being given after a collision. Western Isles saving themselves there. 2-0 would have been looking like a mountain to climb for the side in yellow. It wasn't to be, and now McPhail coming forward. Can she set off McCloy down the left-hand side? It's a nice clip ball, but it looks like it's just overrun. Out for a throw, and about 7 minutes to play here in the first half. So far in these games, Western Isles picked up 3 silver medals and 1 bronze to be ahead of Bermuda in the table so far. Of course, neither side claiming gold. Bermuda looking good for their first though so far. They won just the 1 silver medal in these 2023 NatWest Island Games. 6 bronzes, so 7 medals combined, more than the Western Isles, but only the 1 silver. They look like they're on a mission to rectify that today and get their first gold medal of the competition with time running out, so it mean a great deal to them. Making it even a little bit sweeter to know it's their island's first gold of the entire games. Rain really starting to pour now I think we've definitely got one of the best spots here under the cover, although it's not completely protecting us from the rain. I imagine the surf's going to be very nice just with the drizzle. Going to be very slick football going on, I'm sure. The remainder of this game, Edwards once again getting involved in the middle. Superb defending in the middle from the Western Isles. And once again, another throw in for Bermuda. The rain's starting to get a little bit heavier now. A lot of wind going on today. Unfortunately, a lot of the weather conditions we've seen so far this week not being repeated. Big shame. Would have been lovely to have some clear blue skies on the last day of events, but not to be. Still being treated to a fantastic game of football in the women's final this afternoon. It's been a superbly run event all through the week. Great support at pretty much every ground for pretty much every single game. Hopefully all the women taking part this week, inspiring the next generation of women's footballers and sportsmen of every kind with how many different events we've seen such fantastic crowds and atmospheres at. It really has been a superb edition of the Island Games, all coming to a head today. It's been a fascinating start to this women's football's final, and now a chance for McCloy to come forward, does get beyond. Good Charles, going to continue running down the line, and she has got a chance to cross into the box, but again, great defending from Bermuda. Every time Western Isles have a chance, there's always at least two Bermuda defenders working hard. They're ganging up on whoever's got the ball. A lot of it coming down the left-hand side with McLeod. Not really been able to make the same impact she has been able to make in other games thus far. Still plenty of time to go, though. Now into the box. Here's Sinead McLeod. Chance to cross it in. Put out for a throw-in. She's been another one who's had a superb tournament so far for the Western Isles. Sinead McLeod. She is their top scorer so far, the number 6 with 4 goals. A collision in the box there. And McLeod has put in a foul. Just a little bit of a hint of danger there. And the Western Isles coming forward, but they've not really been able to create anything too clear-cut, bar a couple of chances from their striker, McPhail. A lot of the players have made a big impact for them going forward so far in the tournament. Not quite been able to find a way through today. Just a couple minutes left in the first half. Bermuda once again looking to play through the thirds. The ball comes forward. There's the goal scorer. Clips one through, but it is too far. Ball picking up a little bit of pace there on the Corbett Field turf. It's probably going to get a little bit more slick as the game goes on. The rain's certainly getting heavier and the winds as well. Right in our face. It's quite nasty. I think a lot of these players will be relieved as well to get into half-time down that tunnel. I certainly will be. Hopefully we can see a little bit of improvements in the conditions in the second half, but still being treated to a really, really good game. Bermuda have been on top in this first half. You've got to say that their 1-0 lead is probably deserved. Not too many clear-cut chances from either side. Bermuda having the better of them. Of course, it was Nalani Nesbitt who has proven to be the difference maker in the first period. A fantastic headed goal from inside the box, glancing it into the bottom corner after a really nice attacking move. She scored the goal yesterday to put them into the final, and she scored the goal to give them the lead in the final as they make their push for their first goal of the games. They're going to have a chance again to come forward. It goes towards Nesbitt, a great touch. Really good defending though. Fantastically technical football in Nesbitt, the Bermuda attacker. She's going to get the ball again on the left-hand side this time. Going to come into the box. A great ball across. Oh, and it's so close to being turned in, but it's been cleared away from the Western Isles. Another good opportunity created by Nesbitt. Again, Bermuda going to come forward, but Edwards has touched a little bit loose that time, asking a little bit too much of her there. About a minute to play in the first half of football, as well as additional time. But you can't imagine there'd be too many. We've not really had many stoppages. There's a fairly quick restart as well after the goal, so you can imagine it'll just about be half time after the 45 minutes is up. Ball comes forward towards Edwards. Is it going to get a bit away from her? No, she keeps it in. Doing really well. But Western Isles do get the ball, have a chance to claim it. Nesbeth, once again, so sharp to win it back. It comes out to Dill on the left-hand side, calls for offside, and the flag does go up. Ball's going to be launched forward here by keeper Nicholson. You'd imagine Blondell will be pretty quick to blow his whistle in a few seconds. Maybe we'll get a little bit of, maybe we'll get a minute or so of added time. Really firm tackle. Good Western Isles have enough time to come forward and here create something. Strong defending once again, but a real battle on this right-hand side. Number of strong challenges going in. Bermuda again giving the Western Isles absolutely no time on the ball in the attacking third. Could we see a launch throw into the box here? It looks like it's going to come down the line. I imagine McPhail will be the target, and she is. Good first touch roll, does really well to get beyond her mark. Can she keep it in? No, it is out for a goal kick. Brent Blondell looks like he's going to blow up for half-time, and there we go. The first period done here in the final of the women's football event in the 2023 NatWest Island Games. Both teams going out there in search of their first gold medal of the games, and so far it's Bermuda who have been the dominant side. They've got the lead thanks to Leilani Nesbeth, a fantastic glancing header to put her side in front. The Western Isles making their way into the tunnel. Bermuda players staying out, it looks like, for their half-time team talk, but we're going to be back in 15 minutes for the second half. I'm sure it's going to be an absolute thriller, so make sure to return to our stream. I hope we're giving you the best quality stream possible for this superbly entertaining final to the women's football event. So far, so good for the Bermudan team. They are 1-0 up going into the break, and we will see you in 15 minutes. Hello and welcome back to the second half of the women's football final here at the 2023 NatWest Island Games. The players coming out just now for the second period. Bermuda leading 1-0, getting their warm-ups in. Now Western Isles just coming out a little bit later, perhaps having a little bit more of a discussion in the dressing room as they look to overturn the 1-0 deficit and claim their first gold of the 2023 Island Games on the last day. Bermuda also searching for their first taste of gold as an island at these games. Both teams have claimed silvers so far and bronzes, but neither have been on top of the podium, making a win today extra sweet for whoever it is who gets over the line. A little bit of an update from the bronze medal match in the women's football. Isle of Man, I believe it is full time now. In the 90th minute they had made it 3-1 against Menorca. So it looks like Isle of Man. I will give full confirmation when the final whistle does go in that game, but it looks like Isle of Man have sealed the bronze for this tournament after getting edged out yesterday by Bermuda 1-0. Leilani Nesbeth got that goal to separate the two teams yesterday, and she's got the goal to separate the two teams today. Number 13 for Bermuda. She is the centre forward. Been a real been a real thorn in the side of the Western Isles defenders in that first half. I'm sure we'll see more of the same. The Western Isles have been so free scoring in the tournament so far, but so far today, they've held so firm at the back. Bermuda barely giving them an inch, and we're off in the second half. Edwards clips it forward, and here we go. Bermuda, what a start this could be. Good defending in the end. It looked like they're going straight away for the goal. Ball comes across. Well defended though. There's two centre halves. So the Western Isles have been so strong so far, particularly in the air. If it wasn't for them, it could have been a little bit more. Bermuda playing some fantastic football, especially in the middle there. Trinae Edwards is one I've highlighted quite a few times in central midfield. The number 8, she's been super. She's been here, there and everywhere. For Bermuda, the ball comes forward. This time it's going to go out for a throw-in. So Bermuda can press there pretty quickly. We won't want to give the Western Isles a route out. Throw comes forward. Been given as Western Isles again. Last touch was off Edwards. A bit of frustration there from the Western Isles women. Ball wasn't thrown back quite as quickly as they liked. They need to go in search for goal in this second half. Didn't create a whole host of chances in that first period, as their forward Shayna McPhail, who had the best, had two really good opportunities, or two opportunities she fashioned for herself, more like at the end or sort of midway through. Oh, here's a chance here for Nesbitt. Can she make it 2 here? She's in on goal, and she scores again. Bermuda lead 2-0. They've got daylight and go a step closer to their first goal of the NatWest Island Games 2023. A great finish, electric pace in behind, and her right-footed effort was too strong for Nicholson and into the back of the net. And in the 47th minute, they have doubled their advantage. A big moment in this game just to create some breathing space. They'll definitely relax that Bermuda team more, and that is a big step forward towards the gold. Bermuda 2, Western Isles 0, a mountain to climb for the team in yellow. As I was saying, it was Shayna McPhail who fashioned the two best opportunities for her team in the first half on the edge of the box. Got a really dangerous left foot.
Just an update.
The second one went just over the bar. We're getting the update from the announcer here. It has gone full time now. The Isle of Man 3-1 against Menorca. So they are the team that have won the bronze medal. And the team that they were beaten by in the semi-finals look like they're in a very, very strong position to win gold. Lilani Nesbitt with her 5th goal of the competition. The top scorer now for Bermuda with her 5. What a performance it's been from her in the knockout stages of the competition. 3 goals in a game and a half so far. Still plenty of time to see if she can make it a hat-trick in the final. Western Isles have been superb this tournament, and you would never bet against them launching a comeback, especially with some of the dangerous players that they've got up front. Goodchild looks to put one forward. Well blocked, with Bermuda still coming forward. Here's Trinae Edwards on the ball. A nice sharp turn. That's the left-hand side, but miscontrolled. Kept it in the end, though. Looks to play the ball down the line. Deflection bench kept the ball. Comes forward towards Nesbitt. This time the Western Isles dealing with it, but Bermuda still in possession. One thing we have to highlight is the way that they've played so far today, Bermuda. I was impressed by the way that the Western Isles played football the other day against Guernsey, but today they've really been shown up by Bermuda. They've been so impressive, knocking the ball around, always looking for the short option, so calm in possession. And that is in large part why they've got that 2-0 lead. They've been in a superb display so far today, looking to repeat their successes that they had 10 years ago in 2013 in the Bermuda Games, where they claimed gold, which was the last time they even competed in this event. Western Isles, and ever present in the last decade in this tournament and beyond that, haven't been able to get a podium position though. They did come 5th in the last event in 2019, which was the unofficial tournament in Innsmouth, as football was not on the calendar for the Gibraltar 2019 games. Out of the 16 that took part in that, they did come 5th. Western Isles, so definitely a big improvement from them this tournament, the strongest that they've been in women's football. But from what we've seen so far, it looks like they might just about come up short, unless they can stage a comeback in the second half. They've definitely got quite a lot of support here to spur them on as they look to claw it back. Currently 2-0 down. I believe the whole men's Western Isles team are here. They were in the clubhouse at half time, making it possible for me to get anything to drink or eat, which is of course a massive travesty. But yeah, so many people turned out here today. The crowd absolutely packed here at the Corbett Field. Not a spare seat in the stand. Loads of people watching the other side too. Loads of school kids. They've got a lot of flags out. I still haven't been able to quite work out which team they are in support of. A great scene here again. Hopefully getting inspired for the future, which of course what it is, what it's all about, these games. Which is why it's been such a fantastic spectacle in Guernsey this year. Pretty much packed out crowds. Almost every single event. At badminton earlier, the hall was absolutely packed to the rafters. The swimming every night, the atmosphere has been electric. The athletics, of course, goes without saying. We've seen thousands down at Foots Lane. Same with a lot of the football events. The men's football, Guernsey down the track. Seeing crowds north of 4,000, it's been reported. It's just been phenomenal all week. And hopefully, seeing a lot of people being inspired. Hopefully take part in the future. These games hopefully continue to grow. And women's football is a sport especially. A lot of spotlight's been put on it in the last few years. It's a sport that's rapidly growing, especially for people, especially for a lot of English and British people. The Lionesses, their success, the growth we've seen since them winning the Euro. So it has been phenomenal this week to see the women's football event be so well run. 10 teams taking part. A big increase on the 2019. And speaking to the Jersey women's manager Chad Morris earlier in the week, he said there are plans to hopefully move it to 14 for the next Island Games. It'd be great in future to see, hopefully, even more than that, and see pretty much every single island taking part in the women's football event. But, the amount of crowds that we've seen this week for it, and the quality of football on display too, it really has been second to none. It's been fantastic to see. I'm very lucky to have been able to witness and report on a number of the women's football's matches down here at the Corbett Field, and it's been a real pleasure as well, and of course a massive pleasure to be able to commentate on this final. Really good game so far, but Bermuda now, you've got to say, are firmly in control. You'd imagine they'll still push forward and see if they can get another one and really see off the Western Isles. A bit of breathing space now at 2-0, but it's the old adage, 2-0 the most dangerous scoreline in football. If Western Isles get one back, you'd imagine that their contingency in the crowd will be going absolutely wild, spurring on their team. But yeah, you do get the feeling that if Bermuda did go and add a third, that would probably be curtains for this final. Of course, you can never say never, but a third would really leave them with a mountain to climb. So you would imagine Bermuda will keep pushing, keep playing their football. But Western Isles need a spark, they need to find something. They've been so free-flowing so far in this tournament. So far, they've been shut out by an extremely solid Bermuda back line. Sinead McPhail, as mentioned, was the one that went closest. Not really seen much of the ball in the second half so far. I've struggled to really get it forward. Phone comes in from Goodchild. Bermuda back in possession off the Western Isles, initially headed away. Really strong area, the Western Isles team, you've got to say. Probably stopped a whole heap of more Bermuda chances with how solid they've been at the back, but not able to stop Leilani Nesbitt, adding another 2 goals to her tally for the game so far this afternoon. Really classy finish to make it 2, just 2 minutes in to the start of the second half. Nicholson that time for the Western Isles, very alert to it. We're about 55 minutes through here. So 35 to go. As Bermuda hope to get their first gold medal of the entire games. Looking pretty strong for it so far. Just got to say a massive thank you as well for everyone tuning in today. 561 live viewers, I've just been told. Real pleasure to be able to bring you the coverage for a game of this size here at the NatWest 2023 Island Games. We hope that we're giving you the best possible spectacle for this final, and hopefully everyone's enjoying the game as well. Really high quality affair, as you'd expect. The two strongest teams in this tournament both put a number of different islands to the sword so far, and so far Bermuda have been so impressive in this final. But Western Isles, they're down, but they're certainly not out. Over half an hour left to play, and you never know what could happen in football. All it takes is one moment of magic from the Western Isles, and they're right back in this game. Got a bit of possession here in a good position. Bermuda once again equal to it. Sinead McLeod, the top scorer for the Western Isles in the competition, looks to flick on there, but Bermuda once again cleared their lines pretty comfortably. And now all of a sudden they've got to throw in a pretty decent position. No real signs of movement from either bench so far. Don't believe there's anybody warming up just yet. So no signs of substitutions in the near future. Trinae Edwards on the ball, protects it so well. The central midfielder, been a real standout for Bermuda so far. She has been the engine room, to use a very old cliche in football. She has been Bermuda's engine room so far from the centre of the pitch. Sinead McLeod looking to launch a counter-attack. Finds McPhail. That's a really nice ball forward towards Beth McLeod. Good child again, solid at the back. They're so quick as well, that Bermuda back line. Anytime any loose ball comes forward, they're always the first to it. They've been so impressive at the back. And they're getting closer to keeping their record of not conceding a single goal throughout the whole games. Looking to make it a third goal there as well. Well, I'm not sure if that was an amazing first touch there, if it hit the barrier. As the ball comes back after being launched out for a throw-in. I think we might have just seen a very impressive first touch on the sidelines. Don't think the camera would have picked it up, but lovely to see. Dill goes down, nothing given though. The ball coming off our gantry, luckily didn't go a few yards further. Well, Ollie Tracy's camera equipment would have been in a lot of trouble. Certainly would not have been a happy man. The conditions for the second half definitely got a little bit nicer after the end of the first half. The rain was getting a little bit heavy. A bit nicer now. I think a slight light drizzle. Still here, but nothing more. Beautiful day for football. Unfortunately, no bright sunshine like we've seen for much of the Island Games so far. But you couldn't really ask for too much better for a game of football, especially with the quality of the pitch. I was saying about it quite a lot in the first half. Just you've got so much praise on all the ground staff, everyone organising as well, who's set up these games, this women's football event. It's been so high quality. Of course, the only real bit of misfortune was last night in that semi-final between the Western Isles and Menorca. Of course, Menorca player going down with an injury, and that game had to be postponed. So on the pitch has been, apart from that, it's all been spectacular. Of course, I have to mention the jersey incident. That's been touched on quite a lot. With jersey, of course, going out to a coin flip after all that confusion with the number of cautions given. But on the pitch, and the running of all the events has been fantastic. It's going to be the first substitution of the afternoon. Koa Goodchild coming off for Bermuda, the right back. Looks like a straight swap there. It's going to be Sierra Asher who comes on. But as I was saying, of course, we did have the off-the-pitch controversy with Jersey coming out on the wrong side of it, going out, not making it to the semi-finals. But, on the pitch, I don't think anyone could complain. It's been fantastic. We've seen massive crowds. Pitch is in great condition. The grounds have been in great condition. Pretty much every game's gone off without a blip. And here we go, chance for a hat-trick here for Nesbitt. Lani Nesbitt in on goal. So unselfish, and it's 3-0. Bermuda. Could they be home and dry now? Lani Nesbitt once again breaking through. And amazingly unselfish. And it's Akayla Ferber who's made it 3-0 to Bermuda. Give them even more breathing space. And barring a spectacular Western Isles comeback now, that could just about be that. There's still half an hour to play, there's still time. But Bermuda with a really clear lead now. If Western Isles got any chance of getting back into this game, they're going to have to respond really quickly. Bermuda, they've definitely been the better of the two sides this afternoon. Western Isles have put up a fight. You know, it's not been sheer dominance, but I mean, the class of this Bermuda team that we've seen on show today, it's been a real treat to be able to watch. Nesbitt, especially up front, so much quality. 2 goals. It looked like she was in to go and get a hat trick there, but I think she just slightly overran the ball. Wouldn't have quite had time to get the angle right. So amazingly unselfish bit of play for her, just to put it across. And Bermuda made it 3-0. Ferbert making absolutely no mistake. Quite a few chants now going from the stand here at the Courtfield, from the Dave Dorry stand. Can't quite work out what people are actually chanting. It sounds like they're saying, "We love you, Greenland, we do," but not quite sure why they'd be chanting that. Of course, they won that dramatic match in the men's singles, the badminton earlier. Maybe they've made their way here and keeping their chants going. But Bermuda going to make their second substitution of the afternoon as Kayuna Dill comes off on the left-hand side. Had a really bright start to proceedings. Not really seen too much of the ball since then. Definitely one of Bermuda's more dangerous players, though. But now making way for number 20, Jaya Rattray-Smith. Has scored twice so far at the games. Rattray-Smith will definitely be looking to make another impact on the women's final here at the Corbett Field. But Bermuda 3-0 up. 62 minutes in as they surge towards their first gold medal of the entire Island Games. There'll be a fantastic moment for them after the final whistle goes, providing that it stays the same. Of course, it would be the same for the Western Isles too if they did manage to launch a comeback and win from here. Would also be their first gold medal of the game so far, but a real mountain to climb now, especially with the football Bermuda are playing. Really classy show. Western Isles, I've picked up a few silvers at these games so far. It looks like they're going to be adding once again. Of course, that is one of the good things about the Island Games. Even if you lose the final normally, and in a competition you get runners-up medal, and you think of it as almost just a massive consolation and just something you don't really want. But in these games, you come second, you get a silver medal, and getting a silver medal for your island's a massive achievement, no matter what the sport is. Of course, everyone wants to be getting the gold, but a silver medal's a silver medal. It's a fantastic achievement. Even though you go through the heartbreak of losing the final. Especially after coming 5th in the last games. Massive improvement from them. I think they'll certainly be happy with their efforts at this tournament, no matter the result today with Western Isles. As Bermuda push on to try and get their first gold in this competition in 10 years in the Bermuda Games. I'll tell you what, that'd be a fantastic place to go and do the Island Games. If there's ever another one there, hopefully I do get the call up to go and report on that, because it must be an absolutely beautiful place to be. We just hope for everyone who's visited and everyone who's been a part of it from afar, who's been tuning into the streams, has had a fantastic experience of these games. Hopefully we've managed to bring you the best coverage possible, and people organising it have managed to bring you the best events possible. It's been a real joyful week here in Guernsey. The atmosphere in the island generally, not just at the events, has been great to see. It's been a superb spectacle. It's a real shame that the games are coming to an end. Chance for Nesbitt to come in again. And Cameron Rattray-Smith making an impact straight away. Her left-footed effort is just wide. Nicholson was diving. But luckily for the Western Isles is number 1. The effort goes wide of the goal and it remains 3-0. Western Isles are going to come back into it. They're going to have to do it pretty sharpish. 25 minutes left to play, and no real signs of any chance in the second half. They had a few midway through the first, but so far since the restart, Bermuda have been very much in control of this game. You can see why they've made it to this stage of the tournament without conceding a goal. And scored so many at the other end. As mentioned in the first half, Jersey manager Chad Morris said that Bermuda are the best team they've ever seen, any of his team have ever seen at the Island Games, even the ones who have played here 5-6 times. A real testament to their quality, and that quality has certainly been on display this afternoon. Rattray Smith again looking to make an impact. Her and Nesbitt pressing very high. This time Western Isles looking to deal with it, but Edwards again fighting for the ball. As is Nesbitt. Has she won her side of throw-in? No, it is Western Isles. It does go the way of. Bit of pinball football going on over here. Ball barely touching the floor. Again, Rattray Smith very quick to close down her marker. Looked lively since coming on, Bermuda's left winger. Scored a brace early on in the competition in the group stages against Jersey. The game's definitely settled down quite a bit since Bermuda went 3-0 up. Western Isles struggling to find some inspiration, which is something that they're desperately in need of if they're going to work their way back into this game. They've played fantastic football all throughout the week in the 3 games previous to this, but they found it really difficult today against the strongest team that they've played against so far. They were very dominant against Menorca yesterday, scoring 3 times in the opening half an hour before that game was postponed. Because they did get the result and make it through to the final. I mean, they're at least going to be claiming a silver medal, but it looks like Bermuda are going to be the ones coming home with the gold. Their first as 9. Love the games. Great bit of skill in the middle there. Western Isles quick to close it down and win the ball back. They need to find something out of nowhere. I don't think they've had a shot on goal in this second half. Struggle to work the ball into the attacking third of the pitch. Bermuda holding very firm at the back. Got really strong defensive lines. Amira Webb and Tasnay Fubler at the back. A fantastic pair of defenders. Of course, Koa Godchild at right back, and then Danny Watson, the left back, making up the back line today. Godchild did make way for Sierra Asher a few minutes ago, and hasn't really changed things too much, as Bermuda are just as solid as they were before Goodchild came off. Wind definitely picking up now at the Corbett Field. Luckily no more rain as of yet. Headers from Edwards, sends it to the floor, could be in a bit of pain here. Blondell stops the game. Of course, we did see a head injury here yesterday in the Isle of Man, in the Menorca Western Isles game, like Northfield, I should say. Hopefully this time Edwards will be okay. She's back to her feet. It did look very painful at first. It looks like she's recovered pretty quickly. Blondell doing very well and to stop the game that quickly. And it looks like Edwards will be okay. I think Bermuda will be kicking the ball back to Nicholson in the Western Isles goal. We'll just clips it out wide, and Western Isles are going to go again. Nesbitt's going to be quick to chase down. Western Isles launching the ball forward, but I think that will go out for the throw-in. Might have actually curved back in if it hadn't hit an unfortunate divot there on the side. But Bermuda have definitely calmed this game down in the last 10 minutes or so. Managing the game after going 3-0 up. They've got a very healthy advantage now, and with the sort of control they've got, you know, it's going to be very, very tough for the Western Isles to find a way back in. But that's a really good ball forward towards McLeod. Nice sharp turnout as well. And here's a chance from a Sinead McLeod. Nice spell from Western Isles here. Another great ball, fantastic football. Cross going to come into the box, but it's well blocked again by Bermuda at the back. Western Isles got the ball back in a good position. Cross comes in. It's out for a goal kick. That's the best spell we've seen from the Western Isles, probably in this whole second half. Some beautiful football going on there, in and around the box, but unable to fashion a clear-cut opportunity once again. It's definitely not tough to see why Bermuda haven't conceded a goal in 450 minutes or so of football in this tournament. Massively impressive record to win the whole event without even letting one in your own net. Especially when you're playing against a team in Western Isles who have scored 14 in their first 2.5 games in this tournament. To put in such a dominant performance at the back really is no small feat. They've got another 18 minutes to shut them out and secure a first goal of the games on this final day of events. Western Isles just growing into the game a bit more in the last few minutes, with Beth McLeod in the left wing seeing a little bit more of the ball. They've still not really been able to penetrate the back line at all. Bermuda looking to come forward. Just going to go out for a goal kick. They've not really had too many chances since going 3-0 up. Definitely just trying to manage the game now. Not trying to do anything silly. Launch forward back towards Nicholson. Western Isles goal. Just over 15 minutes left to play at the Corbett Field. Bermuda very much in control of this one, and could Nesbitt get in and grab a fourth here? Oh, and that's fantastic keeping from Nicholson. Does really well to be alert. Surely saved her team another goal there after a little bit of a mix-up defensively. See the Western Isles fans in the crowd looking to get their team going with a rendition of Rockin' All Over the World, but putting their own players' names into it. Very nice little chant. Great support here for the Western Isles today. A lot of their athletes here to support their team. Sharp defending in the end from the corner. It looked like Nesmith might have gone and got a hat-trick. It looked like she was first to her, but in the end, Western Isles did enough to make sure that it went over the bar. Wind picking up a little bit here at the Corbett Field, and it looks like it's starting to drizzle again. Ball comes forward towards Rattray Smith. Western Isles doing well to win it back. And it's a good ball forward as well into the box. A corner here. Maybe a chance coming for Western Isles to try and fight their way back into this one. 14 minutes left in the final. If they're going to try and mount a comeback, they've got to get their first goal pretty quickly from now. And I'm sure if they score, that crowd's going to get pretty lively. So you can never say never, but time is running out and they're going to have to do it sooner rather than later if they're going to have any chance. Of course, Bermuda well in control at the moment, but of course with the height that Western Isles have in their team, a set piece is a great chance. Ball clipped in. Oh, a bit of confusion there. A couple of Bermuda players taking each other out. Cross comes into the box. Oh, McPhail header guided wide. Came in pretty quickly. Quite a sea of bodies there. I think she did see it fairly late and able to turn her header on target. And the Bermuda player here needing a little bit of medical attention. Gets back up to her feet though, which is always good to see. So not too much of a delay in the game there. But Western Isles getting a half chance there. Will definitely be at least a sign of encouragement for their coaching staff. It needs to have something a bit more concrete in the next few minutes to give themselves any hope of a thrilling late comeback in this one. But Bermuda are the side firmly in the driving seat, and that is a nice ball forward. Rattray Smith's going to chase it, got the fresh legs, and she's passed her marker and an effort with her right foot. Nicholson equal to it though in the goal. I think Western Isles fans in the crowd enjoying that one, celebrating that save. Great diving effort from their number one. Ball got too much on it, I think, for any Bermuda player to chase. Nicholson safely into her hands. Just about to hit the final 10 minutes of action at the Corbett Field. That is how close Bermuda are to their first gold of the Island Games and their first gold in this event in a decade on their return. They've been an absolutely formidable force throughout this week in the women's football. They've been fantastic in the men's football too. They've got a chance of getting a bronze there today in the men's event after losing their semi against Inismon yesterday. And it looks like their women's team going to be claiming a gold here You can't say they've not thoroughly deserved it, their performance today. So much quality on show amongst their ranks. Barring a dramatic last 10 minutes of this game, they'll also keep up their record of clean sheets. Not quite sure what the discussion is between referee Brent Blondell and George Jennings, the linesman. Having a bit of discussion over something, I'm not sure what. Just speaking to the Bermuda player, maybe over an area or something. I can't quite tell. Seems like it's all okay now though, as play continues. That one's been launched away. Western Isles fans still in great spirits in the crowd. Amazing to see them still singing. They've got their tequila chant going again. I still haven't worked out what they've replaced the word tequila with though. Here we go. Might be able to hear here. Still couldn't work it out. They're in really good voice though in the Dave Dorey stand. I think that song is probably going to be stuck in the rest of my head for the rest of the day. An annoyingly catchy tune. But great support though, even despite their side being 3-0 down. Maybe a chance to come forward though for the Western Isles. No, sharp once again, but Shayna McPhail gets it back, and now Beth McCloy can surge down the left-hand side. Great run too from McCloy to win a free kick in a really dangerous position. And Brent Blondell gets his cards out. Authoritative refereeing. So here's a big chance for the Western Isles. 8 minutes to play. It's probably the best position they've been in this second period. Here we go. It's a great free kick too, but safely into the hands of Turner, the number 1 for Bermuda, preserving that clean sheet record. It was a really dangerously whipped ball in. Unfortunately for the Western Isles, to no end product. Definitely a more encouraging performance in the last 10 minutes or so from the team in yellow. You'd imagine it would be too little too late as we wind down the women's football event at the Island Games 2023 with this fantastic climax. What a performance we've been treated to by Bermuda today. A team with so much quality, playing a really good brand of football. And they've got their rewards with 3 goals. Sharp defending from Bermuda once again. How many times have I said that on commentary this afternoon? Okay, Mataray Smith trying to win the ball high for her team. It all comes forward. Touchdown by McPhail. She's going to search once again for the left winger, McLeod. But Bermuda again doing enough. Webb with strong defending out the back. Number 5 for Bermuda. Hasn't put a foot wrong this afternoon. And another chance for the hat-trick. It's just wide. The flag's up. The flag is up there anyway, though, on the far side. You probably would have backed Lilani Nesbitt to hit the target there after the performance she's put in this afternoon and over the course of this whole tournament. Just a little update for any local Guernsey fans tuning into the live stream of the women's final. Guernsey now on 49 gold medals from the game so far compared to Jersey's 37. So for anyone from the home island tuning in to this final, some fantastic news there to give you. Talking of gold medals, it looks like Bermuda are going to be earning their first of the tournament with 5 minutes exactly left to play in the final of the women's football. It's a superb week of action. It's set to draw to the end. It's been second to none, the running of these events. We're very fortunate to have seen quite a few games at the Corbett Field so far this week, and here is Nesbeth. Chance for a hat-trick, but she unselfishly plays it to Ratteray Smith, and it's 4-2 goals and 2 assists for striker Lalani Nesbeth, and Ratteray Smith gets her third of the competition. The substitute, she's been a real bright spark on the left wing, and she gets her awards for her effort since coming on. Bermuda 4, Western Isles 0, and it's going to be the team in pink taking home their first gold medal of the 2023 NatWest Island Games. And what a goal that was. Nesbeth almost identical to the third goal, the first of the second half, where she ran through. It looked like she was going to shoot, but she unselfishly chose to go the other way. And she slotted in Ratteray Smith, who put it beyond Nicholson, and it's 4-0 to Bermuda. Any chance of a comeback now gone for the Western Isles. They've been a standout team in this competition all the way through the week, but they're going to have to settle for the silver medal today. I don't think any of their team can have many complaints about that either. Bermuda have just been a cut above, I think it's fair to say. Not conceded the whole tournament, scored a whole heap of goals as well. Put Jersey to the sword in the group stage as a typically strong Jersey team. They put in a really dominant performance this afternoon. Looking to make it 5 there with another attack, out for a corner. Injury to a Western Isles player now as we approach the final couple minutes. Just as I was giving you the update for the local Guernsey fans just a couple moments ago, we've now got our 50th gold medal of the Island Games. What an achievement that is. 50 gold medals for the home island. Just as Bermuda are about to get their first in the women's football. More than deservedly so. And what a crowd they're doing it in front of this afternoon at the Corbett Field.
If I could please ask everyone that
A stand absolutely packed to the rafters. So many fans the other side, and the Dave Lenori stand too. Quite a few behind the goal as well. It has been the same all week. In all the football events, to be honest, some of the support we saw down at the track for the Guernsey Games in particular early in the week, seeing crowds north of 3,000, 4,000 even was what people were estimating that it was at. We've seen, pretty much all the women's football games I've been to, so many people in attendance. Remember the Isle of Man, Isle of Wight game on Monday morning, 10:30 a.m. and so hundreds of Guernsey people going to watch that game, and it's no surprise with the quality we've seen, the growth of women's football, the women's football event at the Island Games. And it really has been formidable, and hopefully it continues in the future. Hopefully this is the benchmark now, and in years to come we'll see it grow and grow and grow, and hopefully the quality continue to improve like it has so much this year. Ball comes into the box, and the header is, it looked like it was a straight header wide from a Bermuda player, but it's out for a second corner. That is almost that for normal time. Helps to go short this time. Just holding it in the corner there a little bit. No rush for them to try and go and get a fifth. Western Isles crowd continuing to sing, which is fantastic. Amazing atmosphere they brought to the Corbett Field today, and all week they're in great voice the other day as well. Foul throw there. Western Isles looking to launch a counter here and try and get a consolation. They've got quite a few bodies up there. Beautifully clipped ball as well. But the ball is only going to go as far as turn. It looks like Bermuda will make it. 5 games from 5. Not conceding a single goal. That is the end of normal time. We'll probably see a couple minutes added on for stoppages, and then that will be that. Bermuda will be claiming their first and possibly only gold medal of the entire Island Games, making their win extra sweet at full time, I'm sure. Any Bermuda fans in attendance will be absolutely over the moon, I'm sure, with the performance they put in today. And seeing that gold medal. Of course, if you missed it, Isle of Man did get the bronze medal in this competition, with that game finishing a little bit earlier. They beat Menorca 3-1. And the team that they lost to in narrow fashion yesterday, Bermuda, are going to be the ones getting the gold, with Western Isles getting a silver. Big improvement for the Western Isles from 5th in the 2019 unofficial Island Games tournament in the women's football. So I'm sure they'll be taking many positives from this week, as well as, of course, silver medals to take home with them. A great achievement. That's a fantastic ball through. It could be 5. What a save from Nicholson. And it's cleared away. Very smart stop from Western Isles as number 1. Rattray Smith was looking to make it 5-0 to Bermuda, and a 4th goal of the competition for her, but she'll have to stick with the 3, it looks like, as that will almost be that. Brent Blundell has a look at his watch. There can't be much more to play now, probably a minute or so at most, you'd have to imagine. Edwards again, she's definitely been one of the players of the matches today. Oh, for a second I thought that was the full-time whistle, but not given yet. As I was saying, Trenae Edwards there has to be one of the player of the matches for Bermuda today. I think it'd be hard pushed to actually give, the award to anyone but Leilani Nesbitt up front, with 2 goals and 2 assists. She's been terrific for Bermuda up front, but Edwards, her performance can't go on. And what a touch that is there. Really is a top quality strike in Nesbitt. Has been on display today, it's fair to say. Corner now for Bermuda. You'd have to imagine this will be the last action of the game. I think I saw Brent Blundell, the referee, giving a signal of 1 minute to a Western Isles defender. Be interesting to see, as that is, we're in the 93rd minute now. People actually not giving the ball back. Yeah, a lot of frustration there, I think, with the Western Isles players. Took them a while to retrieve that ball from behind the goal for some reason. Not sure why. I think it's the Isle of Man team were so insistent on having a little kick about themselves. I think they're just going to play it short with what will likely be the last action of the game. Just going to hold it into the corner. That is full time. Bermuda are the gold medal winners in the women's football event at the NatWest 2023 Island Games. Amazing celebrations there on the pitch amongst the players and then the coaching staff as well. That is the first gold Bermuda have won at these games, possibly the only one they'll win at the games. That will be a special moment for everybody involved, and you can't say that they haven't deserved it from their performance today. A comprehensive victory from the women in pink. Leilani Nesbitt was the standout. 2 goals and then 2 assists in extremely unselfish fashion. But a superb performance from everyone in that Bermuda team today. Western Isles, they had a great run at this tournament until today. They'd only conceded once, and that was a consolation. Their first group game, they won 6-1. They saw off Guernsey 6-0. They saw off Menorca yesterday, obviously, a bit not quite in straightforward circumstances. They were 3-0 up before the game got suspended, but amazing performances from them. The excitement getting the better of me now. Amazing performances from them in the first 3 games of this competition. They came 5th in the 2019 tournament, going 2nd this time, all getting silver medals. I'm sure they'll be very happy with their performance over the week. But Bermuda are the side that have come out on top. They didn't concede a goal in this entire tournament. Breezed through the group stage. They saw off the Isle of Man in an extremely tight game last night. Isle of Man, of course, getting that bronze medal today after a win against Menorca 3-1. And it is Bermuda claiming the gold. 4-0 in the final today at the Corbett Field. Loads of their fellow athletes and Bermuda fans supporting. Great to see the noise going and clapping their supporters there. Thoroughly deserving winners of the women's football's event at the Island Games. They got a chance to go and get another medal in the football later in the bronze medal match against the Isle of Wight in the men's event. But they have won the gold medal today. Great celebration. The Western Isles fans extremely gracious in defeat as well, you've got to say. They're still going with their tequila chants. Making sure that song definitely stays stuck in my head for the rest of the day. Yeah, the Bermuda players just having their huddle there, enjoying the celebrations of winning this whole tournament. What a team they are. But just to touch on the tournament as a whole, it really has been a spectacular run. I can see a lot of the Guernsey women's players over there turning up for this final. I'd imagine they've inspired a lot of young girls, hopefully for the future, and every team in this tournament. And not just people in Guernsey as well, people back home, hopefully, you know, young girls in Bermuda inspired to go and take up football after seeing the performances of all these players today and over the course of the week. Same with the Western Isles. I'd imagine that they've inspired a lot of people back home, and that is what it's all about, inspiring the next generation. I'm sure we've seen that with the way that this event's been organised over the week at the various different grounds. You know, Blanchpier Lane, College Field, Northfield, here today at Corbett Field, and at the Corbett Field throughout the week, where a lot of the games will be taking place. A lot of the Guernsey games are taking place. And unfortunately, it's hitting a bit of rain now. Hopefully that doesn't put too much of a blight on the celebrations. I'm sure the Bermuda players will not be fazed by a little bit of rain after that performance and that 4-0 win. Once again, just to touch on the Lani Nesbitt's performance up front for Bermuda, number 13. 5 goals she scored across the week. Who knows how many more assists, getting 2 today. In, you know, just remarkably unselfish fashion. She ran through on goal. She could have shot and probably saw out her hat-trick, but she chose to help her teammates getting on the action as well. To be hard pushed to pick anyone else a player of the match after her display. And Akayla Ferber, she got the 3rd goal for her team. Substitute Jaya Rattray-Smith got her 3rd of the Island Games with that 4th goal. She was extremely bright after coming on and got a well-deserved goal, making no mistake from close range. But to be honest, all that Bermuda teams deserve an individual shout-out for how they performed today. That back line, you know, in particular, Zakari Turner in goal, Koa Goodchild at right back was eventually replaced by Sierra Fisher, who did a very good job when coming on for her. Tasneh Fubler and Zamira Webb at the back. Wow, performances they put in. They were so solid. It's just, I mean, the pace they had at the back, they were so quick. They barely gave the Western Isles a sniff, you know. Shayna McPhail, who's been so good, so deadly for the Western Isles throughout the week. Beth McLeod as well, Sinead McLeod. They were such a free scoring team in their first 3 games throughout the week, but they were barely given a sniff today. You know, the only real two clear-cut chances the Western Isles had were McPhail's 2 shots in the first half. The one from the edge of the box where she fashioned a yard of space and found Turner in the goal, and then the one a few minutes after that where her left-footed attempt went just over the bar. In the second half, you know, later on in the half they had a couple chances, but besides that, they didn't really have much at all, and that's a testament to the Bermuda back line. You can't really say the Western Isles players didn't turn up, because Bermuda were just so solid at the back. They didn't give them anything. They didn't give them the chance to turn up and, you know, get their goals and really make it a close game. There's the Isle of Man women's team after winning bronze, also in very good spirits. Congratulations to them. They've made their way down. I'm not actually sure where that game was taking place. I'll have to try and find out. Yeah, they also look in very good spirits after securing that bronze after the heartbreak they experienced yesterday against Bermuda, missing out on a spot in today's final to try and get a silver or a gold, but I'm sure that bronze will taste very sweet after winning the bronze medal match. They're definitely been treated to a really good week of football. I think beyond the expectations of pretty much anyone in both the women's football and men's football events. The crowds that we've seen on display, I've mentioned it so many times, but it's so hard not to, because everyone's gone above and beyond. The organisers, the volunteers, the spectators, the players, to make the men's football and the women's football events a real treat to witness over the course of the week. And it's come to a head in spectacular fashion today with Bermuda and the top performance they put in, and Western Isles players now coming over to applaud everybody in the Dave Dorey stand. They've got a huge amount of support there who are still singing their name. It'll be disappointment today for them. I'm sure there will be a lot of frustration that they weren't able to make the game a little bit closer, but when the dust is settled, when it's all said and done, they'll be reflecting on this week, I'm sure, as a really positive one, massively improving on their performances in the last few games. They've been a sort of mid-table sort of team, and this time around making it all the way to the final, dominating teams all week, putting Islands to the sword and getting on that podium in second position. I'm sure it'll be a proud moment for all of those girls going up and getting those silver medals. Unfortunately, weather's continuing to get worse. I'm trying to have an updated view of the medals table, but weather doing me no favours. That is the Western Isles' fourth silver medal of the game so far. They've got a bronze as well, so making it 5 medals so far in the games. So the women's football team doing their island extremely proud. Be one of just 5 other teams/individuals to be on the podium. Bermuda, they've only got 1 silver before today's game, 6 bronzes and no golds, but now that will be 1 gold with their spectacular showing at the Corbett Field this afternoon. Everyone in the crowd still continuing to make the noise. The tequila chant is still going strong. I don't think it will be just me that song's it's stuck in the ears. I don't think it would just be the tequila song is stuck in my head. I think it's going to be pretty much everyone. I'm not exactly going to complain because it is a really good chant. It's great that the Western Isles fans have continued to support their team even in defeat. And the Isle of Man, they are 3rd in the medals table, adding a 23rd bronze of the Island Games, 55th medal in their bronze medal position. We should be seeing at the commencing of the medal ceremony fairly soon. Yeah, fans, really good atmosphere over the course of the afternoon. Unfortunately, the rain is continuing to get worse and worse. I'd imagine they would want to get on with this ceremony pretty sharpish. Shame the weather didn't quite feel like playing ball after a week of great weather. Sunny blue skies at most of these events, which has added even further to everything we've seen over the course of the week. I think the Isle of Man team now getting going with that tequila chant. What a tune. Yeah, all the flags now ready to go. The medals also seem to be ready to go. We wouldn't expect it to be too much longer until this ceremony. You can imagine a lot of people keen to get out of this rain. I think the Western Isles players have just come back out now ahead of the medal ceremony. The announcer speaking again over the tannoy, so you'd think it is about to go ahead.
The victory ceremony for the NatWest
Just getting
International
the announcement
Island
now.
Games women's football will now take place.
It will now take place.
The medals for this event are to be presented by Jenny Wallen-Sander, who's an executive committee member of the International Island Games Association.
Jenny Wallen-Sander, who is a member of the International Committee for the Island Games Association, is going to be handing out the medals. Isle of Man team, the Western Isles team, both ready with their flags on show. No sign of Bermuda yet. I'd imagine they're still celebrating the changing rooms, although they will be expected in due course to be out here. For the first time this week, we will be hearing the Bermuda National Anthem. Extremely proud moment, I'm sure it will be for that entire team. And the Western Isles team just coming towards their flag here. A lot of proud people in the crowd with the way that those girls have performed in the women's football event this time around at the Island Games, and I'm sure they'll continue to go from strength to strength in the future. A lot of youngsters in their team, and they'll just get better and better, I'm sure, as the years go on, as will everyone. The quality is just getting better and better in the women's football. Amazing to see the growth of the sport, and we just hope that it continues, and I'm sure it will. Here come Bermuda now, the winners. A lot of smiling faces down there as they prepare to have their gold medals around their neck in just a few moments. And the Isle of Man team also all present to take their spot on the podium. It is hard to argue that these three teams have not been the best three teams at the event. It'll be interesting to see a game between the Isle of Man and Western Isles, as these are the three teams that top their groups. Of course, we did see Bermuda edge past the Isle of Man yesterday.
The winners of the bronze medal,
An extremely comprehensive performance today to take home that gold medal.
3-1 earlier this afternoon was the Isle of Man.
There's the Isle of Man team celebrating their result. And to be presented with their bronze medals. They're in exceptional spirits, as they rightly should be. Their 55th medal of the Island Games, the Isle of Man claiming with that result. They might have even gone up since I last checked a couple of minutes ago. With the volume of events going on the final day. Now it's the turn of the Western Isles to be given their medals. They're in great spirits now. Of course, there'll still be that frustration, disappointment, which there's bound to be after a defeat in a final, but they've still won a silver medal for their island in an Island Games. A great achievement for them.
Of all of them, all three.
They've definitely been one of the teams to watch over the course of this week. They were so good in the group stage. As much as a Guernsey fan, it was very frustrating to see them really put us to the sword. That 6-0 win they had, they beat Innsmouth 6-1, who are hotly tipped to be one of the best teams in this competition, but Western Isles saw them off in very comfortable fashion. Were cruising against Menorca yesterday before that unfortunate injury.
Still on my wide.
But today, just outclassed by a Bermuda team who really were phenomenal. As I've mentioned a couple of occasions now, just to say it again in case anybody's just tuned in recently, Chad Morris, the Jersey women's coach, I spoke to him earlier in the week, and he said that some of his players who've been at the Island Games, for the last 20 years or so, have said that they are the best team they've ever seen in the women's football event. The quality of this event's getting better every time the Island Games takes place, and that was completely evident today. How good Bermuda were, how good the Western Isles have been over the course of the week. Isle of Man, the list goes on, and Western Isles now claiming their silver medal, much to the delight of their fans in the crowd. Phenomenal support we've seen for them. Great noise here at the Corbett Field. Still, the rainy weather conditions are not stopping them celebrating, and rightly so. Big congratulations to the Western Isles, everyone involved with them, for how they performed in the women's football.
With the wide now, with you now, Miles.
And now being rewarded with their silver medals. And not long now as well till we see Bermuda get greeted with their golds, and then the national anthem of Bermuda. Or the island. Is it called national anthem or national anthem? Not quite sure on that one.
Coming to you now, Andre.
I'll have to find that out from elsewhere.
That's nice.
Either way, they will be soon receiving their golds. The Western Isles currently receive their silver medals.
Here, Andre.
Oh, the Man team absolutely loving it there.
Go back to Miles now. With Miles. With the wide. Andre trying to get central for the flag raising. If you can turn the exposure down a tad, the sky looks like it's out.
More chance going now for the Western Isles. And the crowd is the last of their players are greeted with their medals. Really is encapsulating the mood of the whole event over the whole week. These scenes at the medal ceremony. It's been a really friendly, fun affair all throughout. Everyone getting so involved and really enjoying the games on display that we've seen since Sunday. This really is a perfect end to it. The three strongest teams in the competition now getting the chance to get on their podium and celebrate.
And for the winners,
here we go, the winners of the gold medal at the 2023 NatWest Island Games, and a 4-0 win in the final. Isle of Man team getting them going as well. They get ready to celebrate the Bermudan women's football team, the champions, about to receive their gold medals. They are absolutely loving it. And they're going to be the first Bermudan athletes at the 2023 NatWest International Island Games to be met with a gold medal. You can tell they are really enjoying this. What a moment it must be. Bringing home the gold for their island. Such a spectacular display to round off their week of not conceding a single goal. Formidable record, so strong at the back they were today. Pretty much every single individual they had on the pitch, you know, is worth the praise. But of course, Nesbitt up front, she was phenomenal, scoring 2, assisting 2. Massive display from her in the final, but everybody for them put in a top quality performance. Their back line was so solid. They never really looked like conceding, to be honest. Western Isles' chances were very few and far between, which is a real testament to how good they are at the back, considering how good Western Isles have been throughout the event going forward. We hope that people have loved the coverage today. So many people joining us, 500 plus people joining us live at individual points.
Will be played once all the members have
very honoured that
medals, so
people are choosing to tune in and see the finals event, and we just hope that we brought you the best possible coverage of this event. It's been a great experience getting to commentate. just moments away now from hearing the Bermuda anthem as they all receive their gold. A special feeling, I'm sure, for every single one of those athletes down there. Every single person down there, every single athlete enjoying the moment, everyone in the crowd enjoying the moment. Could not have asked for a better end to this week of events in the women's football. Of course, the men's football final kicking off soon as well. That's up at Foots Lane. And a few more events going on this afternoon to round out what has been a really top draw week of sport. It's been a real pleasure. As someone from Guernsey, seeing so many different islands coming over and enjoying their week, enjoying the island. So much good sport on display, amazing crowds, amazing atmosphere, an amazing feel to the entire week, to every single event. And that's certainly been no different in the women's football at all. It looks like pretty much everyone has received their gold medal. Only a couple more to go, I think. And I think that is that. And it should be about time for the raising of the flags and the Bermuda anthem. Bermuda and Isle of Man athletes there getting a few selfies together.
Please stand for the anthem.
Great to see that spirit
Bermuda
between the teams.
Currently on the wide. Yes, please, Miles. Andre, you stay on the winning team.
Here comes national anthem to Bermuda.
Coming to the flag now. Miles, with you now, Miles. Miles will just act as a bucket for the rain now. That's lovely. Good shot, Andre. Coming to you next.
Bermuda, champions of the women's football event with their gold medal. Isle of Man cheering them on as well. They're enjoying it just as much as the Bermuda team are. Great to see the spirit of the friendly games well and truly alive.
And that concludes the ceremony for the women's football final.
As the ceremony concludes, and that concludes
support.
This week in the women's football event. What a tournament it's been. The football quality's been great, the atmosphere's been great, and a really fitting ending today as Bermuda are the gold medal winners. The Western Isles with the silver medal and the Isle of Man getting the bronze. Isle of Man also there cheering on the Western Isles for their performance today. Amazingly seeing all three islands in great spirits together, enjoying the moment as the ceremony comes to an end. And that has been the women's football event in the 2023 NatWest Island Games. We hope that everybody watching at home has enjoyed it as much as everybody here in Guernsey has. And after all that, after another fantastic match here today at the Corbett Field, Bermuda have come out as worthy winners. Bermuda 4, Western Isles 0. They've claimed their first gold medal of the Island Games. So a massive congratulations to Bermuda. We hope you all enjoy today. And we are signing off there, and we will see you all soon.